evening. Welcome to Kiki's Chat Show. Today, the 17th of March, it's a Wednesday, and the topic is, we're still in the theme of the African diaspora, and our topic is thoughts and things. Now, I'll tell you something. Do you ever wake up in the morning and all the things that are happening or all the things that you hear on the news surprise you, confuse you, perplex you? Do you wonder why they happen? Why people treat each other in certain ways? Why? I'm always asking why. Why? Why are we always in a certain negative, the news is negative, the stories are negative, bad things happening to good people all the time. And you can't help, if you're a Christian, wonder whether this is hell rather than heaven. You kind of wonder why. Well, I'll be right back with my thoughts. In the few weeks that have passed, in the 2 weeks that have passed, people have been asking me why I do not talk about Meghan Markle. Why haven't I done a program about Meghan Markle? Why am I not saying anything about Meghan Markle? I have people who think that it would be good for us to make a stand about. Now, when I say, well, why don't you come on the show and let's talk about it? Then they don't want to come on. But they want to hear my views about Meghan Markle. Why? Not everyone has views, even though I do have them. Maybe I should share them with you, because I was about to say, well, even though I have them, I'm not going to say them because it's neither here nor there. But in truth, I was a little bit astounded that she had all these mental issues, and she also had suicidal thoughts, and nothing was done about it then. And is anything being done about it now? Is she seeing a counselor? Is something happening about it now? That they have their reasons for why they left and all of that. But is it any of our business what the prince and his wife decide to do? I don't know. So I have a few views, and one of the views is, she said in her interview that she didn't research the family that she was going into. Why? Why didn't you are marrying the Queen of England's favorite grandson, and you did not research, you, an American who has powerful views about everything, you want to change the world single-handedly, and you did not research the Queen? You didn't even know that you had to curtsy? Oh, come on. Me, an African, we curtsy all the time. We curtsy to our mother-in-laws who are not queens of England. We curtsy to elders. We curtsy to our mother's friends. We even call our mothers aunties out of respect. We curtsy even to our elder sisters if there's about a 10-year gap, or maybe even a 5-year gap. The minute she's married, she's a madame, so you curtsy sometimes. You have to be polite. And for you to say on the show that you didn't even know that you had to curtsy, I don't know about that. Or maybe it's because I'm an African. I do not know. But to tell you the truth, this whole thing, I find it somebody's house business. It's got nothing to do with me. The other thing, though, I mean, the only things that I think are sad are the fact that the poor prince, my beautiful prince, whom I love very much, I kind of feel that he is my, as if Diana left him to me or something. Trust me, I have never even seen him before. Or maybe I've seen him once somewhere. But the thing is, his is a different matter. The Meghan Markle, who has a lot of people speaking out for her, she has a lot of people screaming and shouting on her behalf. She's a very lucky girl. And I hope that she is seeking some help for all her suicidal thoughts. I hope that the marriage works well. I hope they have loads of children. I just hope that they're happy like everyone else. But trust me, we in Africa, we have mother-in-law issues. We even have issues with our husband's sisters. Their sisters. They want us to curtsy. We have issues with their distant relatives. We have issues. We do feel suicidal sometimes. Nobody cares. So I think, Megan, if you really are an African, you've got to back up and get this act together. I mean, I'm not telling you off. Who am I? I do not, but, and I really, really am genuinely sorry that you went through hell. But I think it is an advice to all other young girls that sometimes you really need to check who you're marrying. There is a proverb in Ghana which says, find out about them. Even if you love him, just be on guard. Find out. So that's the Meghan Markle bit done. Now, while we're talking about women, there are pressing issues happening right now here in the UK. And it's two things, and I'm going to tell you it. A woman called Sarah is walking down the road after visiting somebody, some friends, in the lockdown. Sarah Everard, 33-year-old girl, goes missing. In 24 hours, police, sniffer dogs, news, media, the whole of Britain is alert and aware that this girl is missing. They even find out an accused who is a policeman, believe it or not. He is arrested, and the girl's body is found miles away, dead. Everyone was upset. We were all upset. And so they checked the CCTV cameras. They had seen her walking, and then she vanished at a point. And this is why the search became big. Everyone was involved. When they found her, we were all very upset, as I said previously. And so people decided to have a vigil on Saturday for her. The police said, no, we're in lockdown, so people can't have vigil. The people thought, no, they're going to have a vigil. And they did. Women went to Clapham Park, and while there, it was supposed to be a vigil, but an altercation ensued. Women fighting policemen beating women, manhandling them, arresting them, throwing them into vans. We saw it on the television. Everyone went wild. The matter is still being discussed in Parliament. People want the police commissioner to be sacked or to resign. The whole world has heard about this. In the meantime, in September, just this September gone, a young girl, 21 years old, Blessing Olusegun had gone on a job placement in Bexhill. On her way home, she went missing. She was never seen. A few days later, her body was found by the sea with her clothes beside her. The police said there was no foul play. There was nothing really to discuss, and that they did an autopsy and she had drowned. Now, people, a drowning person who was found by the sea on the coast, her belongings beside her, no foul play. I don't know. Can you drown and your clothes will find you? I don't know. I do not know. The point is, both these girls come from loving homes. Both these girls had gone off. One had gone to work placement. The other one had gone to visit her friend. Now, somehow, both ended up dead. One, it was a whole countrywide search, and the other one was just, dismissed. Because that one was Black. Black people on this earth, there is something very sad about Black people, my people. Why our lives are not as important as somebody else's. This girl, Sarah Everard, I'm sad about her, but they told us she was working where she was working, her university degrees, the things she had done, photos of her walking or running. She'd done a run or something. There was a photo of her in one of the papers with her medal, all sorts of lovely things. Her boyfriend was a merchant banker or something. I'm not sure. I've forgotten, but I do remember when I was reading it thinking, wow. So she is a valued member of the country, not even her community, the country. She'd gone to university, she'd done all the right things, and she was white. Now, the Black girl was on a work placement. So I don't know whether she went to university or not. It has not been said. I do not know anything about her. I only found out recently when it happened. Now, that is sad. That is really sad. That is sad for the parents. When their child died, it was not important, but somebody else's is very important. That is sad. That is so painful. Now, apart from that, we move swiftly on, still in the discussion of violence against women and the disparity of it all, to my country, Ghana, my beloved country, Ghana. And over there, last week, two women were killed. One was killed by her husband and the other one by her boyfriend. Now, the strangest thing is, this lovely woman, the first one, her name is Jennifer. And the interesting thing about it is, before she was killed, her friends had put her photo on Facebook. And they had said, look, this is a woman, she's domestic violence, enough is enough, she must leave the house. Why should she how long is she going to suffer this domestic violence? All of this was on Facebook. I actually saw it. I do not know the woman, so I read it and moved on. But a few days later, it was reported that she had been killed by her husband. This is a woman with young children, killed by her husband. And then what makes it worse is they start telling us how wonderful the husband had been, how his name was Prince Charles, how he was going to be a king of his area or an overlord or something, and all interesting stories about this man. No mention of the woman, no mention of where she worked, no mention of, and I saw that and I was wondering, why are we not talking about the girl who is dead? Why are they telling us about this man who should be silenced at once? He should be in prison and not be mentioned. 2 days later, another person was killed by her boyfriend. I do not know all the details, so I can't tell you much because she didn't have the same friends that I have on Facebook, so I do not know. The point, though, is all of this violence against women, there is something going on where here the women rose up. They had a vigil. They were tempted by the police. They fought the police. They had had enough. The discussion is going on. It's on the television. It's in the newspapers, the media. Parliament is now discussing it. The Labour Party head is talking about it. The Prime Minister is talking about it. That's the UK. I don't know. Are they talking about this serious thing in Ghana? Is it being addressed in Ghana? Is there something going to happen, or is this going to continue? People are killed all the time. Violence to women is happening all the time. Women were killed in this pandemic in their homes because the men can't control themselves. Every time a woman is killed, we talk about how somebody will ask, but what did she do? Does she have to do anything? And what can she do that is so bad that warrants being killed by her spouse? Now, the people who want to tell me that men are also being attacked by women should just shut up, because the percentage is too much. If it is 97% against 3%, don't even talk here. My issue is for the women. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, people, that we need to rise up. We need to discuss this properly. We need education for the men to know that they cannot keep attacking their wives or girlfriends. They need to learn that regardless of what a woman is wearing, it doesn't make you want or think that you should attack her, regardless of what she says. If you don't love the woman, leave her. Now, women, you also need to know that your life, especially when you have young children, for God's sake. But I do not blame you. I blame society. In Ghana, on the angle of Africa, and in those countries where women are downtrodden, second-class citizens, killed left and right, I blame their mothers. I blame their parents. I blame the society. It is society that is doing this to them. If you don't get married, you are not regarded. You are looked at like a second-class citizen. I've said it several times. I'm telling you, years ago in this country, England, Britain, this eye-opening country, yes, I was going to buy a new state-of-the-art Hoover thing that had come out. And I asked, the guy said he would make a demonstration. So he came to my house to demonstrate how to work the machine. And then he said to me, can you get your husband to come and look at it too so that he pays for it? So I asked him to pack the thing, the Hoover set thing, and leave my house, because there is no husband coming to pay for it. I was very married then, but I was going to buy the machine. And I was so angered and irritated by the way that he felt that somebody had to, look, I called you. And so anyway, this is the thing of society. Society always thinks that a woman is useless without a man. There is something they say in Ghana where, if a man asks for your hand, he has honored you. In what way? In what way did he honor you? I am not against marriage. Let's get that straight. I am for a man and a woman coming together, respecting each other, and just living and getting on with it. I'm not saying you will not disagree on things. I'm not even saying that you will not have arguments on things. I am not saying any of those things. But where violence is concerned, where you feel that you must hit her, there I have an issue. A very, very big issue. And that's where all these problems come from. Because many a time, when a woman goes to her family and says, oh, my husband beats me, and they say, well, what did you do? When they say, well, my boyfriend hit me, why? What did you do? Look, you shouldn't be doing anything. Nothing should warrant violence against your person. Nothing at all should warrant violence against you. I think it is out of order. I think that people do not know the level, how far they can go. And if you keep hitting someone, one day you will kill them. And then you will say, I didn't intend to do it, but you've killed them. And can you bring them back? Can you? People, men have to start respect. There's something, one of the things, as I said in the beginning of this show, is what confuses me about certain things is a woman gave birth to you. You love your mother, but you treat your wife or girlfriend in this way. Would you hit your mother? Would you? It is these things that we need to address. It is these things that we look. In the UK now, they're talking about going into schools and teaching them. They're talking about going into teacher training colleges and teaching them to be able to teach the children how not to be violent. But I'll tell you what, a lot of violent kids learn it from home. They see what their father is doing. They see what other men are doing. In fact, a child may go out and stand in the park and see a man hit a woman and he'd file it. And when it's time, he may do the same thing. People pick up things all the time. So apart from this whole discussion about schools and colleges, learning all of this, it is very important that these children learn from home. It is home. Charity begins at home. It is your environment. Look, you can leave South London and go to Oxford and go and have your education in Oxford, and then leave Oxford or Cambridge or wherever it is and come back to South London and carry on the same way that you were. Some things are so inherent in us, and one of the things that makes people behave that they are right, and therefore they can treat people in a certain way. Society says nobody's going to challenge them when they are horrible or rude to their partner, their wife, their children even. But that is evil. That is so bad. People, we all owe it to ourselves. One of the other things that upset me sometimes, and it happens all the time. This is not fantasy or fiction. Truth. I've heard it. I've seen it. It's women would ask the person who is crying, but your husband is a kind man. I don't think he can. Please, stop it. Stop that evil action. When you say that, you are perpetrating evil. At points in people's lives, they go through situations. If you cannot identify with the situation they're going through, please leave the area. Move away from your friend because you can't help her. If you do not believe her, move away, because you are also complicit. You are an accomplice to this whole issue. There are some people who are miserable in their homes. They are miserable in their marriages. And then they keep suggesting to other women, single women, their single friends, why they are not married, how it would be good for them to marry. But you see, we've passed the fairy tale stage now. We do know that Father Christmas was really your dad. We do know that there is no tooth fairy. It's your mom or dad. There are many things that we know now. So we should stop this thing about trying to force people to get married. I think the pressure of marrying young in your 20s when you're not ready is also another factor. I am not saying don't get married. You may find your, soulmate at the age of 18. Please, knock yourself out. But nobody should tell you what to do. You owe it to yourself to educate yourself. There are so many things you could do before you get to marriageable age or marriageable time. There's so much to be achieved for women. There is so much. Therefore, when you are also as educated as the man, if he decides to divorce you because you talk too much, let him go. You can afford your life. We need to educate our girl children. We need to equip our girl children. We need to do things to make them feel like they are also part of the community, of the country, part of. They need to be. Look, if you look around you, and I'm speaking especially to Africans, if you look around you, if you go out into the streets, if you go into the market, it's all women. They're the ones who are working hard. If you compare their lives with men who enter into offices, even if he's a clerk, even if he's a driver, he's in an air-conditioned car, the woman is outside in the sun. The woman is outside in the farm. The woman is on the street walking, taking her child to school. You know, all of these things that people, these same men who say that their mothers worked hard for them to be who they are those men the same men who are beating their wives and beating their girlfriends, and some of them even go to the level of killing them? No. No. It is unacceptable, and it is unacceptable on all levels. Before we even come to here in the UK, where it is even random, where a woman is walking on the street and she hears a footstep, she hears the sound of a man walking behind her, and she's nervous. Meanwhile, here in the UK, we are always on and off buses, on and off trains, on and off here, there. We're going here, we're meeting someone, we're talking, we're leaving. If you don't have a car, you're in trouble. At the same time in this country, places where you could drive and park now are all zones where cars can't go unless you can afford to pay. So invariably and increasingly, women are in trouble. Women cannot fight. Women are always being overpowered, surprised, attacked. What is happening in this world? Sometimes I think about these things. I worry about these things. And I ask myself, is this earth that we're living in actually hell? I mean, why can't we ever feel free? Why are we always on guard? And then it comes in color. When you're black is worse. If you're an Indian woman in India, is another story. If you are from Pakistan, it's another story. If you are from the Arab countries, it's a whole different ballgame. If you are an African, if you are from Ghana, Nigeria, a woman has different types of problems. Why? People, I didn't want to do a show today because I had a guest and she decided not to come. And then I woke up this morning and I thought, well, I'll watch a film after work. I'm going to just kind of have my dinner and then early, and then eat some ice cream and watch a film. But then I thought, every Wednesday, I'm on a kind of adrenaline. I have to do a show. And I have to do something. But while I was thinking that, I was also wondering about the world and about the world that we live in and about how things happen. And we don't seem even, truthfully, to be able to control it. Bad things are happening all the time. Sad things are happening all the time. People are crying inside their heart, outside their heart. People, it's just crazy. I'll tell you what, sadness doesn't control me, but I do get sad. And today is one of those days that I kind of wondered the disparity between the black girl and the white girl, Blessing and Sarah. I wondered about the children that had been left behind for the women that were murdered in Ghana. I wondered about people who have died needlessly because of coronavirus. I wondered about our countries. Are we moving forward or backwards? I wondered about the future of our children. We do everything we can to make our children into better people, make them happy, so that they will come out to become good citizens and have a good life. But are we leaving them a good world? Am I the only one who thinks like that? Am I? I'm generally happy, but I do have my moments. And today I have shared my thoughts with you. These are some of my thoughts that come to me once in a while. And these thoughts are very, very important thoughts. I wonder what you think sometimes. My people, I've said my own. Bye bye. Be well.